So. Hallo und herzlich willkommen zu einem neuen Let's Play extra hier auf YouTube. Ja! TheForgottenCity. Ich hatte überlegt, das Ganze eigentlich auf Twitch zu streamen. Fällt aber raus, weil leider... Jawohl! Jetzt sind wir wach. Klasse. Fällt leider raus, weil man kann so unheimlich viel falsch machen in dem Spiel. Und man muss so unheimlich viel gucken, dass ich mir in einem YouTube-Video lieber die Zeit nehme und das Ganze neu starte. Also seid mir nicht böse. Das gibt's nämlich extra hier auf YouTube. Dies ist ein Rätselabenteuer, das auf verschiedene Weisen enden kann. Dabei zahlen sich überlegte Gespräche und aus.
Hey, you're alive.
Ja.
When I dragged you out of the river, I thought you were never gonna wake up. I checked your pockets for ID, a phone, maybe. I hope you don't mind. But all I found was some loose change. So,
No problem.
wanna tell me who you are?
Ich bin der hier, habe diese Hautfarbe und ich heiße Patrick. Fertig. Entscheidungen speichern und fortfahren. Ey! Stopp mal! Ja, dann müssen wir es anders machen. Können wir da jetzt machen? Dann sind wir jetzt Patrick 2. Die Zahl da 227040069 ist keine, keine bestimmte Zahl, also könnte mich nie hacken. So, Entscheidung speichern und fortfahren.
Well, it's nice to meet you.
Ich bin Patrick 2.
And
Hallo.
I'm sorry to pry, but any idea why you were floating down the river? What's the last thing you remember?
Ich wollte schwimmen lernen. Also ich war auf der Suche nach antiken Ruinen. Ich war auf einer geheimen Mission. Ich war auf der Flucht vor dem Gesetz. Ich erinnere mich kaum an etwas. Wir sind Archäologe. Ich war auf der Suche nach antiken Ruinen.
Oh, you're an archaeologist? Then you'll definitely want to hear this. I don't know if it's exactly what you're looking for, but there are some ruins just behind you.
Ui!
Roman, I think. I need you to go in there and see if you can find a guy named Al for me. He went in there a few hours ago, and he hasn't come out. I've been freaking out, wondering if he's trapped or injured or worse. I would have gone in after him, but he made me promise to stay here, no matter what. There's no way I'm leaving without him, so I'm just kind of stuck here, waiting. What I mean is, I was hoping you wouldn't mind going in there to find him? If you can do that, I can get both of you back to civilization in my boat. Please?
Darf ich zuerst ein paar Fragen stellen?
Oh, of course. Sorry, I don't mean to be pushy. What do you want to know?
Was ist deine Geschichte?
Oh, there's not much to tell. Feels like I've spent my whole life in a dead-end job with an endless commute. Know what I mean?
Willst du mir nicht mal deinen Namen sagen?
Oh, I'd rather not say if it's all the same to you.
Ich würde ihn wirklich gerne wissen, besonders wenn ich dir helfen soll. Warum möchtest du ihn mir nicht sagen? Ach egal, so wichtig ist mir das nicht.
All right, fine. Sorry if I sounded cagey, it's just that I don't always get the best reactions when I introduce myself. My name's Karen.
Karen. Okay, vielen lieben Dank dafür, dass du mein Leben gerettet hast, Karen. Warum wolltest du mir deinen Namen nicht verraten? All diese Karen-Mems haben den Namen wirklich ruiniert, hm? Also, vielen Dank dafür, dass du mein Leben gerettet hast, Karen.
You're welcome. Always happy to help. Was there anything else you wanted to ask?
Ja. Wer ist er?
He's the guy who washed up on the riverbank not long before you did. I thought maybe you two knew each other. I guess not. But maybe the two of you can piece together what you're doing here. In any case, you'll like him, I'm sure. Once you find him, that is.
Wo sind wir?
You really don't remember?
Nein.
We're in Italy.
Oh,
This river is the Tiber.
was kannst du mir über die Ruinen erzählen?
Not much, really. But imagine what you might find in there. Priceless ancient artifacts. Al.
Ja, wir finden einen Al. Das ist das Wichtigste. Hast du versucht, um Hilfe zu rufen?
What am I, an idiot? You could hike a long, long way in any direction and never find another soul. Trust me.
Okay, das war dann alles.
Great. So you're ready to go look for Al?
In Ordnung, ich bin dabei. Och nö, ne?
Thank you. The entrance is just past those columns behind you. Please,
Moment.
hurry. Oh, and he left this here. But I think you'll need it more than I will.
Mal, traurige Nachricht. Ich habe so vom Borussia Dortmund, vom BVB, so ein schönes Nackenkissen. Und da ich letzte Mal Schokolade gefuttert habe, ist zufälligerweise die Schokolade auf diesem Nackenkissen gelandet. Ein bisschen auch in mir, aber auf jeden Fall, ja, kam dieses Nackenkissen in die Wäsche, also in die Waschmaschine. Und jetzt ist die ganze Naht da aufgegangen an dem Nackenkissen. Aber Oma will's nähen. Hehe, das ist mal gut, wenn man eine Oma hat. Das ist super. So. Lesen.
If you're reading this, it means I've discovered the entrance to an ancient Roman city hidden deep underground. Its existence is long forgotten, all knowledge of it lost, except in the Latin inscription here. It reads, "You who wish to enter the city, step forth and be judged. The virtuous shall be rewarded with eternal life in paradise. The wicked shall find themselves showered in gold, but in vain, for this shall be their final resting place."
So,
Could an underground city have remained a secret for all this time? Could people have survived down there, against the odds? It seems there's only one way to find out. If I'm not back in an hour, I'm somewhere on the other side. Consider this an invitation. Or a warning. Alworth.
Alworth, okay. Ein Rucksack voll mit abgetragener Wanderkleidung und leeren Essenspaketen. Nichts Wertvolles dabei, aber trotzdem scheint es seltsam, dass Al ihn zurückgelassen hat. So, okay. Wow! Wow! Kaplatsch, toll. Das ist ja echt super hier. Finde den Eingang zur geheimen Stadt. Sprechen diese Figuren mit mir? Ah, hier, Taschenlampe. Ein römischer Gladiator in Laufhaltung. Was könnte ein Gladiator in die Flucht geschlagen haben? Das ist die Question, wa? Eine junge Römerin. Sie sieht aus, als hätte sie vor irgendwas Angst. Aber wer klopft hier immer mit dem Schwert rum? Ein römischer Militärkommandant, der versucht, sich von etwas loszureißen. Aha. Ein römischer Legionär in Todesangst. Schon sehr seltsam, die ganzen Figuren hier. Oh. Eine goldene Statue eines alten Mannes, der moderne Kleidung trägt. Das muss er sein. Aber wie ist das möglich?
To whoever reads this, I'm sorry you had to find me like this. And worse, that you'll suffer the same fate I did. I've spent a lifetime in this place, going around and around in circles, searching for a way out. The inscription was right. There is no way back. In here, there are only two options: death, or that godforsaken doorway into the past. I made the mistake of stepping through it. I wanted to set things right, and I tried. I really tried. Whatever I did, it took me right back to the beginning. Don't make the same mistake. Better to end it all now, and find out what awaits you beyond that portal.
Amael. Eine junge Römerin in Panik. Ich höre immer Stille. Ein Römer, der auf den Knien liegt, als würde er seine Götter um Gnade anflehen. Na dann. Auf geht's! Wer bist denn du?
Salve, friend. I'm Galerius.
Salve, Galerius.
Mind telling me who you are and what you were doing in the Shrine of Proserpina?
Ich bin Patrick II und komme aus der Zukunft.
No idea what you're talking about. Oh, wait. Are you a bit, not right in the head?
Hallo? Doch.
That's all right, friend. Everyone's welcome here.
Danke, schätze ich.
But listen, most folks seem a bit confused when they get here, but you seem very lost, and in more ways than one. So let me make this nice and simple for you. Live by our law here, and we'll all get along just fine.
Euren Gesetzen?
Not laws, law. There's just one, the golden rule, and the punishment for breaking it's kind of horrific. But our magistrate insists we take all newcomers to see him, so I guess I'll let him fill you in. So then, you coming?
In Ordnung, geht voran.
Follow me. When I first arrived, I couldn't believe there were people living down here. But, as you can see, we've got a nice little community now. Only 23 of us at the moment, if you count the 3 who are missing. No idea how, since nobody knows a way out, but it's just big and dark enough to get lost in, if you're not careful.
Aren't you going to introduce me to your handsome new friend, Galerius?
Keep it in your loincloth, Aurelia. I'm taking him to see the Magistrate.
That pompous old bore won't be magistrate for much longer. Anyone who helps vote him out today drinks at my bar for free tonight.
Politics. I'd stay clear of it and her, if I were you. She's... it's not my place to say. Down on your right is our farm, where I grow all the food you'll ever want. As long as all you want is leek, cabbage and wheat. Huh. That one usually gets a chuckle.
The bloodless shadows wander without flesh or bone.
Don't mind Livia. She means well. She's just been in a bad place since... Well, you know, I don't know what happened to her. Up here on your right is the chasm. If you've got a weapon, it belongs way down at the bottom. Up on your left is the forum, where you can visit the market or get yourself patched up in Lucretia's clinic in the Shrine of Apollo. Most of us have almost nothing, just what we had on us when we arrived, and what we've been able to make and scrounge up since. And this central plateau is where the Magistrate and the other patricians live, so don't expect a warm welcome.
Galerius, you're meant to be working the farm, not trudging dirt into the villas.
Take it easy, Horatius. I was just taking our new friend here to see the Magistrate.
Well, he's asked me to escort the newcomer personally. The farm. Go. Now.
You'd better go with him. But just remember, they're not like you and me. Don't let them use you.
What was that? What did you just say?
I said it'll take some getting used to.
Yeah, I'm watching you, farm boy. Greetings, citizen. My name's Horatius. Magistrate Sentius asked me to escort you to him personally. Follow me, please.
Worum geht es?
I expect the Magistrate wants to brief you about the Golden Rule. It shouldn't take too long. He's busy preparing for the election later today.
Okay, in Ordnung, geht voran.
Follow me. The only thing you really need to understand right now is the Golden Rule. Let me see if I can explain it this way. When I was serving in the Legion, if there was a mutiny brewing in one cohort, the legate in charge wouldn't waste time finding the bad apples among hundreds. They just divided us into groups of 10, made us draw straws, and whoever drew the short straw had to be executed by the other 9. Didn't matter whether he'd done anything wrong. One of us in 10 would die for the crimes of the collective. We call it decimation. If that seems like rough justice to you, you're in for a rude shock. Because the Golden Rule is exactly 10 times worse. The Magistrate can explain the rest. He's up these stairs.
Okay. Gehen wir jetzt direkt zum Magistraten rauf, oder?
We're finally alone. I assume you already know who I am. May I know your name?
Ich bin Patrick 2.
A curious name to match a curious accent. But I digress. I see you have the piercing and astute eyes of a man of great learning. We're always happy to welcome another scholar to our little community. Equitia will be delighted to meet you, I'm sure. Now, you're probably wondering why I summoned you, and I'll get to that. But first, take a look at this wondrous place, would you? A secret city built deep in the mountains, many hundreds of years ago. Indeed. More importantly, consider the miraculous community we've built here over the last 7 months. 22 complete strangers brought together by the fates, living and working together in our own little paradise. And in all that time, not a single sin has been committed. No fights, no theft, nothing. Have you ever witnessed something so extraordinary as a city without sin? Nor could I until I came here. But the reason for this miracle is as simple as it is terrifying. If even one person commits a sin here, every last one of us will die. You see, the builders of this place, whoever they were, left inscriptions warning, "The many shall suffer for the sins of the one." From what we can gather, breaking the law here will anger the gods and provoke a terrible punishment. Like the curses of Medusa and Midas combined, turning us all to gold. We've come to call it the Golden Rule. It's extraordinary that we've survived as long as we have, and each day I grow more and more afraid that our time in the sun is almost up. And now it seems that day is finally here. All that matters is that somebody in this city is about to break the Golden Rule. Why else would Proserpina send you now? Unless you and I can stop them, our doom is assured. I know that's a lot to take in, and you look like you have questions. Please, ask away.
Was zählt hier als Sünde?
An intelligent question. There was a good deal of debate about that in our first weeks here. Does it refer to crimes or to some other ill-defined wrong? Of course, everyone agrees on the basics. No theft, no assault, and certainly no murder. But beyond that, it was more difficult to reach a consensus. What about lying, insulting someone, blasphemy, trespass, trying to escape, bribery, infidelity, suicide? As magistrate, I had to exercise leadership, and so I made a decision. We must uphold the laws of the Empire to a standard never before seen. And we must honor the peace of the gods, the sacred accord between the gods and the people of Rome. It is only by offering the gods the proper respect that we may prosper, as Rome has for centuries.
Das leuchtet mir ein.
I'm glad you agree. The key things to remember are that we have laws forbidding treason and blasphemy, murder, assault, and rape, as well as theft and arson and so on. I have made my pronouncement on the
Hier ist ja
subject.
gar nichts erlaubt.
Unfortunately, there are still those here
Was
who
Spaß
resist, whispering blasphemous and treasonous lies in the shadows. I would be keeping a close eye on them if I were you.
Proserpina hat euch geschickt. Was soll das heißen?
You see, in my search for a way to save my people, I learned of an ancient ritual to Proserpina, the goddess of the cycle of life and renewal. It's said to open a doorway in time, so that if the unthinkable happens, one person can pass through it and travel back to the past. And when I saw you arrive in a flash of light from the goddess's shrine, I knew that person was you. You don't belong in our time, do you?
Ihr habt recht, ich komme von 2000 Jahren in der Zukunft.
2000 years? That is unfathomable. Please, tell me, in your time, what did you see? What had become of us? Of this city?
Naja, ihr werdet alle in Goldstatuen verwandelt worden.
I have imagined it, our downfall, 1,000 times. But it still breaks my heart to hear the truth of it.
Wie funktioniert das Ritual?
All I can tell you is that it's a ritual sacrifice to Proserpina. I stumbled across instructions. I have to recite a prayer, and of course, as with all rituals, some sacrifice is involved. Usually that means wine or food, or in some cases a live animal. In this case, the sacrifice is rather more costly. The life of the person performing the ritual. I don't suppose you saw any sign of me in the future?
Ich habe menschliche Überreste im Tempel gesehen.
I assume that was me. If I'm forced to perform the ritual, it's going to cost me everything. You'll try to make sure I don't need to use it, won't you?
Ich werde mein Bestes geben.
Well, I suppose that's all I can ask for.
Warum könnt ihr der Sache nicht selbst nachgehen?
Well, I believe you're in the best position to go around asking people questions. You're new here, and it'll seem perfectly normal. As for me, well, it pains me to say my attempts to impose order have not earned me many friends. I fear I may not even remain magistrate after today's election. The people here would only treat my curiosity with suspicion. You shouldn't have that problem, though, unless, of course, you get off on the wrong foot.
Na gut. Gibt es irgendwelche Verdächtigen?
Do you ever stare at a problem for so long that you can't see it for what it is anymore? What's needed here is a fresh pair of eyes. The less I prejudice the independence of your investigation, the better.
Woher weiß ich, dass ihr nicht die verantwortliche Person seid?
Me? Why would you suspect me? I've just told you. I'm about to sacrifice my own life to ensure these people have a second chance.
Ah ja, okay.
What reason could you possibly have to suspect me, of all people?
Gutes Argument, ja.
I'm glad you think so. Without trust, without each other, we won't be able to prevent what is about to happen.
Na gut. Falls ich das tue, werdet ihr mir helfen, in meine eigene Zeit zurückzukehren?
If I understand Prosepina's ritual correctly, that problem should take care of itself. Let me see if I can explain. If you manage to prevent the sin that breaks the golden rule, I won't need to bring you here. I won't create the portal, and you will never have been able to come here. Thus, you'll have created a paradox. If this occurs, you should be flung back to your own time, having changed the past for all of us. Make sense?
Ich denke schon. Okay, das war alles.
Ah, good. So, are you with me? Can I count on you to figure out who's about to break the golden rule?
In Ordnung, ich bin dabei.
Wonderful. Now, I need you to investigate the city, talk to everyone, help them if it'll win their trust. I authorize you to enter private homes and inspect possessions and documents, unless, of course, you're asked to leave. Figure out who the culprit is, and as soon as you have a name, come back and tell me immediately.
Na gut, dann fange ich mal an.
Oh, and one last thing. If I were you, I'd start my investigation by visiting Lucretia at the Shrine of Apollo in the Forum. I heard wailing from there not long ago. Seems like something's not right.
Ich werde mich umgehend darum kümmern.
Whatever are you wearing? Ugh, I wish Horatius would stop letting barbarians in here. What do you want?
Was ist eure Geschichte?
I'm Sentia, eldest daughter of the Magistrate. But you'd know that if you'd been invited in here and introduced properly. What are you doing in here? And why are you dressed like that?
bin nicht von hier.
Really? I'd never have noticed, what with your flawless accent, appropriate attire, and impressive mastery of our customs. Now, remind me, why are we having this conversation?
Wisst ihr, wie man hier rauskommt? Was haltet ihr von der goldenen Regel?
You know, some people say it's the creation of an all-seeing God who's watching everything we do. But what kind of an awful, incompetent God would let my sister go missing on his or her watch? Did you hear that? Curse you, you coward! Where is my sister? What do you have to say for yourself? No response. Nothing. That's what I thought. I'm telling you, this mysterious god of ours has to be asleep on the job. Either that, or, like people are saying, it really is just a children's fable my father is exploiting to frighten us into behaving.
Ich schätze, wir werden es früher oder später herausfinden.
I suppose we will.
Wisst ihr, wie man hier rauskommt?
What is it with you people? You heard the rumor that my little sister escaped and figure I must know a way out too. Is that it? Well, that's just a stupid rumor. We have no idea what happened to Scintilla. I wish you mouth breathers would just leave me alone.
Kann ich helfen?
I don't know. Can you? Can you tell me how a person could have disappeared from a city with no exits and no crime? Was she snatched away by the harpies?
Wann habt ihr sie zuletzt gesehen?
It was 3 weeks ago. We ate our evening meal together, and I remember she seemed happy. In love.
Oh,
We went into our rooms, I went to sleep, and when I woke up, she was gone. That's it.
sie ging mit jemandem aus?
I think so, yes. But she was very careful about keeping his identity a secret, even from me.
Warum?
Because our father had plans to marry her off, eventually, and even a rumor about her attachment to some mystery man might have ruined those plans.
Euer Vater hat nichts davon erwähnt, als ich mit ihm gesprochen habe. Wisst ihr warum?
That doesn't surprise me. To him, it was like a prize cow wandering off from its paddock. He's upset, of course, but he says he's too busy with the election to help look for her. So he's letting Horatius do the heavy lifting. Some good that's done.
Ist es möglich, dass ihr Liebhaber daran beteiligt war?
I don't know, but it's been 3 weeks since she disappeared and he hasn't come forward. That might speak to a guilty conscience. All I know is, whoever he is, he's still here in the city.
Sentius, Sentia, Scintilla? Warum ähneln sich eure Namen so sehr?
You really aren't from here, are you?
Ja, nein,
All
eben
Roman
nicht.
women are named after their fathers. I think it's their way of branding us, like cattle to be sold at market. His family name is Sentius, so I'm Sentia because I'm the eldest, and my little sister is formerly Sentia Minor, but she is affectionately known as Scintilla.
Aha. Ihr seht erstaunlich entspannt aus, wenn man bedenkt, dass eure Schwester verschwunden ist.
Why? Because I'm on this couch and not pacing about the villa, wasting energy. I hope you're not insinuating I'm somehow pleased with her disappearance.
Wir blöffen mal. Ich glaube, ihr wisst etwas, das ihr mir nicht sagen wollt.
Ugh, you're awful. Get out of my villa and never speak to me again.
Oh, ja, Tschüss. Sentias Tagebuch. Zusammenfassung: Sentia glaubt, dass jeder ein Recht auf seine Geheimnisse hat. Liebes Tagebuch. Heute schlug mein Vater vor, ich solle Tagebuch schreiben, um mich abzulenken, während wir alle mit dem plötzlichen und schrecklichen Verschwinden meiner Schwester zu kämpfen haben. Als pflichtbewusste Tochter werde ich dem natürlich nachkommen. Die folgenden Seiten enthalten meine intimsten Geheimnisse. Ich weiß, dass ihr dies lest, Vater. Ich bin vielleicht jung, aber haltet mich nicht für dumm. Wir haben alle das Recht auf unsere Geheimnisse, Cynthia. Das war's. Kosmetiktopf. Flakon. Ja. It is what it is. Kommen wir hier runter?
Ave.
So. Hey.
Fresh meat, huh?
Frischfleisch, ja.
What were you two talking about? Don't play dumb. I saw you. Having a shady little chat with old man Sentius up on his balcony. What's he offering you? Money? Favours? What's your vote worth to him? A spit of a fauna career. We've lined up all the votes we need already. Mark my words, Malleolus is going to be magistrate by the end of the day. And if I tell him you sided with that feeble old has-been, that you've been trying to undermine his hard-won victory, you'll have picked the wrong patron. Got it?
Ja.
Good. Then stay out of it. Nobody likes Caput Murday foreigners interfering in an election. Can't hurt.
Was ist eure
The
Geschichte?
name's Domitius. You want to get to Malleolus, you go through me.
Warum seid ihr wie ein
Why?
Gladiator gekleidet?
Because I am a gladiator.
Ah, ja.
That's why.
Okay, aber
You
ihr
want to
seid
see
nicht mal
me fight?
ansatzweise in der
Keep
Nähe einer
running your
Arena.
mouth, fatuous cunners. Too bad. He's busy. Unless... No. You don't look like you could afford it.
Sich was leisten?
I'm glad you asked. See, he's a busy man, and this is an important day. He'll be inside practicing his victory speech for tonight. Left me strict instructions he doesn't want to be disturbed. So if you want to see him, I'll need something valuable in return.
Ist es nicht eine Sünde, Bestechungsgelder zu verlangen?
Bribe? That's such an ugly word. What I'm looking for is more of a tribute to me, your soon-to-be patron.
In Ordnung, was wollt ihr denn?
Dunno. Something good.
Ich werde sehen, was ich tun kann.
Just make it good.
Wisst ihr, wie man hier rauskommt?
When Malleolus wins the election, yeah, this place will change. You won't even want to leave. You'll see.
Glaube ich aber nicht. Was haltet ihr von der goldenen Regel?
I think it's gone on long enough, and Malleolus is going to put an end to it once he's elected.
Wie will er das machen?
He's going to announce it in his victory speech. Just you wait and see.
Klingt toll. Kann ich irgendwie helfen? Warum könnt ihr es mir nicht jetzt sagen?
'Cause if I tell you, and it gets out, it'll give old man Sentius a chance to interfere in our plans. And we can't have that.
Klingt toll. Kann ich irgendwie helfen?
We've already lined up the votes he needs to win. Just stay out of our way, and we won't have a problem.
Wem werdet ihr eure Stimme geben?
Malleolus, of course.
Oh, yeah, of course.
If old man Sentius can't even protect his own daughter, how can we trust him to protect us?
Ich werde jetzt gehen.
Whatever. Just remember, I'll be watching.
Sentius und Malleolus. Der gleiche Mist, der lediglich anders riecht. Okay.
What now?
On your best behavior, I trust?
Keeping an eye on things, Horatius?
As always, priestess.
Any news about Scintilla, Navia, or Kabash?
No sign of any of them, I'm afraid. But we do have a newcomer. Strangely dressed fella. Funny accent, too.
A traveller from a faraway land, then?
Seems that way.
Then let's make sure he feels welcome, shall we?
Of course, priestess. What now?
Was ist eure Geschichte?
I'm a legionary of the First Italica, but there's not a lot of fighting down here. So the magistrate has assigned me other duties. I act as the magistrate's right-hand man, keeping an eye on his daughter, I should say, and the others, and making sure they're all behaving. I also keep a register of new arrivals.
Wie seid ihr hier gelandet?
I'm from Liguria, up north originally. I was doing alright for myself. 12 years into my service. Had a nice girl lined up for when it was all over. Not anymore. She's probably figured I'm long gone and moved on by now. I try not to think about it. My commander sent me to deliver a message to Rome. While I was there, I thought I'd do something nice for my girl, and pick up a little pendant from a silversmith. That's when the crowd started flooding through the streets, shouting fire. People were screaming, trampling each other. Then some Genetricum Fugitor tried to take advantage of the chaos and pinch my pendant. I remember chasing him through the crowds, down towards the river. And then, nothing. Blacked out and woke up near here. No idea how I ended up floating so far downriver. But I'm fortunate to be alive, I suppose.
Tut mir leid, das zu hören.
Ah, don't be. As Seneca the Younger said, difficulty strengthens the mind, as labor does the body. That said, Scintilla's disappearance has been more difficult than I'd care to admit.
Was könnt ihr mir über den Magistrat erzählen?
He's one of the better commanders I've ever had, that's for sure. Good stoic. Lives by Seneca's words. Treat your inferior as you would wish your superior to treat you. Can't ask for much more than that.
Wisst ihr, wie man hier rauskommt?
I went around asking the same questions when I first arrived. Never did find a way out. But I learned how to accept my situation. To bear trials with a calm mind robs misfortune of its strength and burden. That's from Seneca the Younger, if you're interested.
Kann ich das Bürgerverzeichnis sehen?
I don't see why not. Just make sure I get it back by tomorrow.
Ah. Danke.
Of course.
Was haltet ihr von der goldenen Regel?
Well, as I always say, it's kind of like a divine version of the practice of decimation in the Legion. By threatening to execute 1 in 10 men, the idea is to ensure order and discipline among everyone. And it works. If you knew you could be executed because your brother-in-arms is planning a mutiny, well, you'd bloody well watch him like 100-eyed Argus, wouldn't you? Because your only chance of saving yourself is to stop bad things before they happen. Makes us all responsible for keeping each other in check. It's brutal, of course, but effective. The Legion wouldn't be the most formidable force in the world without it.
Ihr seid also für die goldene Regel?
What's done is done. I was forced to execute my brothers in arms, and those memories will always visit me in my sleep. But life is harsh, and I've come to accept my lot. As with the golden rule, I don't have any control over it, so railing against it would be like trying to stop the seasons or the tides. As Seneca the Younger wrote, true happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future, not to amuse ourselves with either hopes or fears, but to rest satisfied with what we have, which is sufficient. For he that is so wants nothing. If you like.
Wem werdet ihr eure Stimme geben?
Not that it's any of your business, but my loyalty is and always will be with Sentius. Unfortunately, I don't think my vote is going to make any difference today. See, Domitius has been going around town, shoring up votes for Malleolus with lies, bribery and intimidation. The man's a savage, but he's a gladiator, so people fear and respect him more than they should. Sentius knows about it, of course, but he doesn't have the same rat cunning as Malleolus. This place will be different with that sleaze at the helm. But I try not to worry about things I can't change.
Kann ich helfen?
I appreciate the thought, but you're new here, and I just can't see how you could make an impact in the time between now and the election this afternoon. In any case, if you're interested in the election, go and have a chat with Equitia, the Vestal Priestess. She'll be overseeing proceedings.
Okay, ich werde jetzt gehen.
All right?
Give me a moment. Sorry I'm such a mess. I just lost a patient and a dear friend. Yulia. She was a good woman. She was poisoned. She came in here frothing at the mouth. Normally I'd treat her with resin of silphium, a rare plant which is perfect for this sort of thing. And I knew Decius had some at his market stall, right around the corner. So I ran over there, but he just looks at me with this evil smile and says, "That'll be 1,000 denarii." There was no way I could afford that, and he knew it. Then that toad shrugs and says, "Supply and demand. I guess you don't value your friend's life that highly." Anywhere else, I'd just pay a thug to steal it from his stall, but there's no way I can do that down here with the golden rule. So all I could do is come back here and just watch her die. I kept on apologizing. And now I'll never know who poisoned her, or how they managed to do it without breaking the golden rule, or why she cursed that snake's cruel black eyes with her dying breath.
Kann ich irgendwie helfen?
Well, unless you have the power to bring someone back from the dead, there's really just one thing you can do. Get me that silphium resin. I'm going to have another patient in here soon. Could be in the next day or in the next hour. And I will not allow this to happen again. I don't care how you get it, but you have to make it happen. Because if I lose another patient this way, I swear to the gods below, not even the golden rule will stop me from marching up to that Genetricum Fututo and scratching his eyes out. Then you'd better get me that silphium quickly, hadn't you?
Dann würde ich vorschlagen, gehen wir mal zu dem Händler, oder?
Hey, Virgil, how much would you want to make me a bow?
For the last time, Dacius, I'm not making you a bow.
But why?
You know why.
Einkaufsliste. Dinge, die ich kaufen muss, sobald ich geflogen bin. Villa auf dem Aventin, Rom. 2-spännige Streitwagen. Sitz im Senat. 4-spänniger Streitwagen. Villa an der Bucht von Neapel. 10-spänniger Streitwagen. 12 Sklavinnen, blass und mollig. Okay.
Salve, stranger, and welcome to our idyllic little slice of the Empire. I'm Dacius. Terrible shame what happened to Julia, but we just have to carry on, don't we? You mean how did I end up here? That is a lengthy tale. All right. Well, you see, I'm in the business of procuring rare and precious objects liberated from the enemies of Rome. Mostly sculptures, vases, the occasional slave, fetch a magnificent price in Roman high society. Had myself a nice little shop in Rome just off the Forum. Lots of foot traffic and close to the docks. Good place to be when the fires broke out. See, about 7 months ago, half of Rome caught on fire. Everyone who couldn't get to an outer gate was running for the river, open to escape by barge. So I gathered my coins and some priceless vases into a cart and had my most loyal slave girl, pretty young thing named Acantha, push it for me. All the way down to the river, I'm elbowing for a stampede of people, turning back now and then to make sure she hasn't legged it with my valuables. But, to my surprise, we make it, and I see this barge loading up, and it's so full it's almost sinking. But the captain's happy to take my coin, so I start boarding, and then he puts his hand on my chest and he says, "No, too heavy. The cart or the girl." So I did what anyone would have done. Of course I chose the cart. I mean, I can always buy a new slave girl if I still have my money. So I put my hand on the cart, and I guess she realised what was happening because those pretty black eyes of hers go all wide. And in one swift motion, she topples the whole bloody thing into the Tiber. No, I dived in after it, of course. Aren't you paying attention? That was a bloody fortune. Only, I guess I must have hit my head or something, because everything went black. When I came to, I'd washed up on the riverbank not far from here, with nothing in the world but a single silver coin. I couldn't agree more. I mean, sure, I'd lost a few thousand denarii, but I've already made it back, and this place is a veritable treasure trove. Look around you. There must be more gold in here than in the treasury of Rome. If I can just figure out how to get it out of here. It's terrible for inflation is what it is. There's so much gold just lying around, it's practically worthless. At least down here. Of course, I have an idea for generating real wealth, but what I need is a bow. Just a simple composite bow. I've scoured this city from top to bottom with no luck. But if you happen to find one, bring it to me and we'll talk. Oh, well, technically yes, but that just means you'll need to be a little discreet. Thank you, friend. Malleolus. I mean, Sentius couldn't even keep his daughter safe. What hope does he have of protecting us? Certainly. Certainly. All I ask is a reasonable price of 1,000 denarii. Oh, it's perfectly legal. Simply a question of supply and demand, I'm afraid. Take it or leave it. Hear what? You sure you're feeling all right? If you're hearing things, perhaps you should pay a visit to Lucretia's clinic. We don't want another Navia on our hands. She claimed the statues were whispering to her. Nobody else could hear it. Then she shut herself in the palace and we never heard from her again. But I digress. Do you want this silphium or not?
Ja, schon. Aber woher soll ich denn 1000 Jahre nehmen?
But if you get a job, work hard and save your coins, you should be able to afford it within, say, 5 years?
Oh, toll.
Well, if you did that, you'd break the golden rule, and we'd share the same fate as the last lot who lived here. Is that what you want? Do you think I don't know a bluff when I see one? Nice try. Very well. Perhaps I can interest you in something within your budget? Very well. Another time.
You have to do something. A man arrived in the baths, a real nasty sort, with his face all covered up, and he's got a weapon.
Oh!
You have to do something, or he's going to break the golden rule. Thank you. He's still in there, somewhere. I have to hide. Find me in this empty shrine when it's over. What? We don't have time for this. I have to go. The shrine is collapsing!
Genau das wollte ich nicht. Mist. Was sagt denn jetzt gerade die Uhrzeit? Müssen wir nochmal laden.
Help! You have to do something! A man, you have to do something, or he's gonna break the
Ja.
Thank you. I have to hide.
Habt ihr das
Hear
gehört?
what?
Ich hörte eine Stimme, die flüsterte Nein.
What? We don't have time for this. I have to go. Ugh. The shrine is collapsing.
Jetzt ist die blöde Kuh da doch reingelaufen.
Fabian, no! Oh God, she's dead! Did anyone see that? The whole shrine just collapsed on her! Oh Fabian, why did you have to go in there? Poor sweet girl!
Ja. Die ist ja jetzt tot. Und das ist doof. Wir laden hier nochmal. In der Hoffnung, dass sie nicht einstürzt. Aha, ja. Sie ist noch da. Wunderbar. Wir haben nothing falsch gemacht. Dabei bleibt das jetzt auch. Und ja, ich hoffe, ihr hattet Spaß beim Zuschauen. Und wenn ihr möchtet, dürft ihr bewerten, kommentieren. Und dann sag ich mal Tschüss. tschüss und wir sehen uns im nächsten Let's Play wieder. Bis dann!